can't hold them to the first 3 steps or the 10 steps to success in your back office, then how are you going to hold them to build a dynasty? And how can you trust them? It's a business of trust, right? So you want to trust people, give them little projects, and then give them bigger projects, give them bigger projects. You have to learn how to manage your team without spending too much time managing your team. It's a very, very, very key ingredient. And number 3 is coach. This is the guy that comes out of college and he's throwing a 96-mile-an-hour fastball, and you're Nolan Ryan, and you're coaching him. You're taking one-on-one coaching, and you're helping that guy win. And most people spend too much time coaching the wrong people. If you have a superstar in your business, great, he's worth your time. If you're spending too much time trying to make an eagle out of a turkey by extra coaching, your coaching is not going to do it. They either got it or they don't. Yes, they can go through the journey. Yes, they can learn. Yes, they can grow. Yes, they can change through your management. The best way you be a manager is by being a GM and go finding more talent for your team. The more talent you find for your team, the more people you can work with, the less pressure you're going to be putting on your current team. See, most of you puke on your groups because you're so frustrated, you want them to win so bad, which is good, but you suffocate them. And the best way to not suffocate your group is by being a good GM and creating more value. Get more quality people, manage your quality people, coach your superstars, and that's going to help you explode your business. Skill number 5, objections. Now I can write books on objections, but I have 2 favorite ones that can handle most objections. Now Zig Ziglar used to say in the 80s, feel, felt, found. And I haven't used it too much, but one of my partners just came up to me and he had heard it for the first time, feel, felt, found. So I thought, okay, well if he's hearing it for the first time, other people need to hear it as well. I've been using it because I've been in some kind of sales or some kind of marketing for the last 20 years. So feel, felt, found is very easy for me. But for a new person, even a seasoned pro, to use feel, felt, found is a great, great objection handler. And here it is. I know how you feel. I felt the same way. But what I found is this. So this way you're not selling. You're talking about feelings. No one can argue with your feelings. It's too expensive. I know how you feel. I felt the same way. What I found is this. It's a scam. Well, I know how you feel. I felt the same way. But what I found is actually it's a pretty aggressive and hip way to run a business. Well, no one makes money in these things. Well, I know how you feel. Because I was in another company for 5 years before I made any money. I felt the same way. I felt that all the millionaires were making money and I wasn't making any. But what I found was that I was in the wrong company. And now that I'm in my current company, it's a lot more lucrative. So you want to, in the typical sales situation, you're generally sitting across the table from somebody and you're presenting something to them. But what I'm encouraging you to do is literally and figuratively scoot around the table so you're shoulder to shoulder with them, so it's kind of us against them. It's not me against you. That'll take the whole sales approach out of your presentations and more of let's become teammates. Both on your, both literally at a desk at your Starbucks meetings and on the phone. And again, that gets into building relationships and your 4 questions. Because now you're joining forces. You're becoming a team. And through that teamwork, we're going to conquer this thing. Now here's my favorite objection grenade. You can take any objection and turn it around with something like, oh, it's too expensive. Well, I understand, John, what you're saying completely. That is exactly why you want to take a closer look at this. Well, it's a pyramid. I understand what you're saying completely, John. But that is exactly why you want to take a closer look at this. So you're agreeing with them, and then you can politely use the words but or however, and that allows agreement but it allows you to offer your side of things. Try this with your spouse too. I agree with you, honey, 100%. However, the way I think about it is this. So that'll disarm, because the people in your business world are expecting you to battle. It's too expensive. No, it's not. It's too expensive. Well, once you start doing it for a year, you'll realize it's not too expensive. You want to agree with people, get agreements. The more agreements you get, the more yeses you get. The more agreements you get, the more yeses you get. And it's just a cycle. So you want to get people in the habit of saying yes by doing something like this. That makes sense, doesn't it? Because when you nod and you smile, people tend to nod and smile too. That makes sense, doesn't it? You can see my point, don't you? Those are great old school Tom Hopkins closings. You say a statement and then you end it with a question so that you get your point across and you get agreement. That makes sense, doesn't it? We should buy your ticket to convention, shouldn't we? We need to show this information to your wife, don't you think? So this way you get agreement by stating what is true, you know is true, and then by asking a question. And the last step to bring our call to an end tonight, and my theme for 2010, high tech, high touch, you online, you offline. Guys, the world's changing, and the internet is just at the beginning. And the internet and network marketing have not been married yet, but pretty close. I found a system that has married the internet and network marketing. It's really, really powerful. And a lot of you have already been to drewberman.com. If you haven't yet, you really should. Because on drewberman.com, I'm showing you how to market online and offline. And there's a strategy to online marketing. And here's a tip, guys. Don't be selling your goods on Facebook. You're going to turn a lot of people off. Notice what everyone is doing and do the opposite. If you're selling your product on Facebook, it means that when you go to the Chamber of Commerce meeting, you stand on the table and say, you guys all need my product. Here's my business card. Call me. You'd be laughed out of the meeting. Same thing with Facebook. Facebook is social media. It's a way to meet people, befriend people, create relationships. And then, through those relationships, you invite them to your blog. And through the blog, you still don't sell. It's kind of like if you went to the Chamber of Commerce and you made some friends. And then these friends, you were going to invite them to the house for a barbecue. And at the house, you don't stand up on the table and do a presentation. It's just a social barbecue. But then as people start to go away, and there's a handful of people left, and you start talking a little bit about business on the fire, that's okay, because it's a track to get people through relationships to see that you have value and you have services that can help people, that you're not just a salesman. So my theme for 2010 is going to be you online, you offline. High tech, high touch. And if you go to drewberman.com, or if you go to mysuccessguru.com, you'll see what I'm doing online. I got 20 leads online yesterday. And through this system at My Success Guru, it's a system and it's a template. You can actually get leads to pay you to be leads. So that's kind of it for tonight. 6 steps to success. I hope this was valuable. Please join us at drewberman.com on a regular basis as the information and the value and the videos is getting stronger and better as we give you online and offline techniques. Also go, if you want to read about the color personalities on how to recruit better into your world, go to drewberman.successin10, the number 10, steps.com, drewberman.successin10steps.com. One of the best books I've ever read. You can read it in probably an hour and a half or 2 hours. One of the best books I've ever read on the industry, drewberman.successin10steps.com. I'm always available for you at drewberman.com. I do private coaching as well, and I'm looking forward to catching you guys on the trail, both online and offline. You have a great night, and we'll catch you next time. Bye now.